I'm out walking right now. I thought I'd make a video. Hopefully the sound will be good. It's hard for me to make these off-the-cuff videos. The sound sometimes isn't good, but apologies. Just wanted to talk a little bit about fitness for longevity rather than skinniness. Because my whole life I was focused on losing weight, which I'm sure a lot of people can relate to this. I got caught in that trap of just trying to lose weight all the time. As I've gotten older, I've shifted my perspective on this, which has been actually really healthy for me because I've mentioned before in other videos, I used to be a runner. I used to run all the time. At one point I was running like 50 to 60 miles a week. I did race as well. I don't think it was like really healthy for me actually because I was very focused on weight loss and it was sort of a form of just being really hard on myself. Let's just say that. As I've gotten older, and I've learned a lot too from fitness people and things, that how important strength training is, how important muscle mass is. As we get older, we lose muscle mass every year. If you have a thyroid problem, which I do, and I'm on a high dose of thyroid medication, I didn't realize this, but can lead to bone loss as well. So having this knowledge has really shifted my perception of fitness as I get older and how important strength training is. One of the issues I have, and other people could probably relate to this as well, is not being able to lift heavy weights because I have a back injury and I have to manage that injury. I do that through postural therapy exercises, and I have a video about that on my channel if anyone is interested in exploring it. I see it as a cutting edge new way of physical therapy that's kind of relatively unknown to people. It got me back my life, but I did change some things. I now walk instead of run. I don't run anymore unless I'm running a few feet with my dog or something. I walk every day for an hour, work with exercise bands because they're easy on the joints. I feel they're very effective. There's a woman on YouTube that I found her channel. She talks a lot about working with bands for having more time under tension, she calls it, and also for your fascia. I think her name's Jen O'Connor. Anyway, I'll link her channel below. And she also talks about how weightlifting is very masculine. And so it was made for men. It was primarily made for men in the movement of it, which makes total sense to me because it's very like rigid up and down movements. There's no fluidity to it. It was really geared towards men. Our bodies are different, we have different needs. One of the things she focuses on is like the skin and like cellulite and things of that nature, which I have found helpful. She also recommends not doing extreme sessions of this working out where you would do, 10 minutes here, 10 minutes there, which really aligns with my energy levels. And, being in menopause and all that, you have like energy fluctuations and, your energy levels might not be that high. I aim for, getting those band workouts in. Probably could be doing more, but I'm doing what I feel I can do at this time. But I still feel like I'm getting results from it. I do watch what I eat, track my food because I do. But I do have, some days off and I'm not always perfect on that tracking of the food situation. Eating more protein, which everyone's probably heard of that. But still eating carbohydrates because they're important as well for building muscle even, which I learned later. It's not all about just eating protein. I'm a vegetarian, so it's a bit of a challenge sometimes to get the protein, but I've been one for a really long time, so I don't really plan on changing that. Being consistent, that's really what I'm aiming for. Walking every day, but also having those little exercise strength training sessions often, throughout my week. I try to do something every day that's strength related. Really the key, I believe, is like the consistency, keeping up with it and doing it often. That's really the important thing because if we just do it here and there, it's not really effective. especially when you're trying to do less of it, but do it more often. That's kind of my approach, because I can't walk the next day because I worked out so hard. And I think people do promote that, but for me, that doesn't really work well. And I like to just strength train, but less intensely. But it's more about the focus and the shift of focus. I have a Pilates machine and I've been using one of those for years, and I love it because it's low impact. I feel like it works with this philosophy as well, the longevity factor. And that's kind of what I'm aiming for, is like strength, longevity. For me, that includes not beating myself up, not going so hard, not being so intense. Because I did that for years. I was very, very intense, and I've had injuries because of it. And I think that's kind of what I'm looking for, is strengthening without getting injured. Because as we know, as I know, and many of you might know, having those injuries really sets you back. I lost all my muscle mass when I had my back injury, and I had to build that back up, which took me a very long time. I'm still working on it, but I've gotten muscle back, thankfully. Just changing the way I think about fitness is a much healthier mindset than I used to have. And yes, of course, I would like to lose those extra pounds. I mean, I lost weight for menopause and I put back maybe a little bit, not too bad, but I kind of fluctuate. Just kind of have a 5-pound fluctuation, which is annoying, but I'm trying not to like hyper focus on that, because I'm not going to go crazy basically trying to lose it, in a sense. Like, I'm going to do what I can, but I'm not going to beat myself up, is what I'm saying. And so that's kind of like my new philosophy when it comes to exercise and fitness as I've gotten older. And I think it's a really healthy way to look at it, because especially in this day and age, we are getting bombarded with weight loss drugs and all that stuff. And I'm not dogging it. I understand people need it and everything, and I'm not judging that. But for me, that's not really necessary, I don't feel, because it's not something a little more exercise or tweaking my diet can't fix. Focusing on the longevity factor and just enjoying my life. And that's really my main goal. I also really love berberine. I don't know if you've ever heard of it. It's a supplement. I talked about it in my other menopause weight loss video, that I've been using berberine for a while. I've tried different kinds, and I can share the kinds I've tried. I found a new kind. It's drops that don't taste bad, so you could add them to a drink or something, which is kind of convenient and nice. You could also take the pills, which I've done, and you're supposed to take it with every meal, so it does help curb your appetite. I feel like it does work. It's supposed to be for blood sugar levels, which is another thing we deal with in midlife. Our blood sugar levels go up. I find that really helpful. And it's been working for me. There's another alternative to berberine as well, which is Ceylon cinnamon, because Ceylon cinnamon also works with your blood sugar levels. Now, most cinnamon isn't necessarily Ceylon cinnamon. You have to get something that says specifically Ceylon cinnamon. I was buying tea bags, Ceylon cinnamon tea bags, and starting my day off with them or having them at night. I'm looking for a bulk Ceylon cinnamon. They were good. I can link them below if anyone's interested in that. It's, another alternative to berberine if you wanted something else or couldn't take berberine for some reason. But it's a great, assistance with the blood sugar level factor. But I just wanted to share that perspective in case anybody needed to hear it, because I think it's very important that we shift our perspectives as we age and we start to think about these other things rather than just weight loss in general. So anyway, if you like this content, like and subscribe. I will share my supplements and everything in the description. I'll see you in the next one.
Got a spirit that the wind can't tame.